signed up.
Pre this though?
I don't know. He signed up on Sunday at 10:40 p.m.
Is it the 15th?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
With my mom.
I made it.
You made it. I was wondering if we canceled that.
No.
I mean, I had an umbrella.
I believe. I know, it was to the point where I said, would it even be worth it?
No.
Jonesy. How'd you do out there?
Okay.
Yeah. Hello. How are you? Good. You made it through?
Yeah, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I learned something new about the iPhone. You guys probably, I feel like everybody knows it but me. There's a button on there in the settings for satellite. You change it over and you can, if you're like in the middle of the woods and there's
No service.
nothing, you hold it up to find one of the satellites and you can call her.
Oh,
I know. It's like, it's right on, you know in settings when you
yeah.
go to the side, and it's just right down.
Have you had to use it?
No, but I
Okay.
want to show my girl.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe this is a little, whatever. It's not that everything I've said hasn't come true, so I'm not going to even say I'm being ridiculous because
Yeah.
the
Everything.
world is ridiculous.
Yes.
I feel very unsafe because, you know, military, all of it, it's a mess, and I just don't.
It's good to have
Are
backup.
they going to knock out our grid?
Yeah.
I feel like
Always good to have
it's
backup.
with bad people.
I know.
And so, are they going to do something? So good to have a backup.
Yes.
I was going to get a landline, and then my friend was like, and I'm like, will a landline help me? Because my kids don't have a landline.
Yeah.
So how?
And that means you have to be on land at home.
Yes, you do have to be at land on home, or the other way around.
Yeah.
But my friend was like, you know, there's a satellite. I was like,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
I know.
But it's not been nice enough to try.
I know. Can't find anything up
Can
there.
you find satellites when it's like this? I don't know. They're pretty big.
Yeah.
Doing their thing.
Okay, y'all. We made it. The dry survived and some lightly damp along with me. There might be a few more folks that trickle in as we get started. And I was just looking at the weather. Maybe a yoga miracle. It's supposed to stop by 7:46. So who knows what'll happen, but we'll be dry in here as we start to move around. It's good to see you all. There's a few new faces to me and lots of familiar ones, but just in case we didn't say hi to each other, my name is Anisha, and Marcy's here assisting. And so it'll look like one of us will be practicing from the mat, teaching, walking around. Feel free to interrupt, call us over, pause, ask questions, and we can help you out in any way that we can related to yoga. I have an agenda today. We'll continue on our last week's theme of moving towards full splits, but because we have so much room in the space, my plan is to also take it a little upside down. So we'll see what it's like to get inverted, to move in different ways than we normally do, but any requests that we're desiring this evening, any body parts, any poses, any regions of your body that need some extra special attention. Was that a hand or just a? Yes. Twists. Yes. Yes. Calves. 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 Calves and twists. That's it. Just upper, lower body and middle body and nothing else. And I will get to too. Everyone else good? Okay. Well, Marcy very sweetly, each time that I've taught about Hanuman, you know, I know there was is class going to be canceled today, and I can't remember in recent history when class has been canceled, even with snow. And I remember this past year it was snowing a lot in January or February, and I taught full splits. And the feedback that I got from afterwards is folks said, oh, I felt much more steady walking in the snow after getting open in the hips and legs. So hopefully that translates as we start to walk out in the rain. But Marcy very sweetly brought our stuffed animal representation of who we're talking about today. So above the camera is the stuffed animal version of Ganesh, or Ganpati, the remover of obstacles, about him in September when his birthday rolls around. And this is his friend. They're all associates, they're all related to one another, and they all exist in each other's worlds. But the pose that we're moving towards today, called Hanumanasana, is named after this great lord or deity. He is known, and most infamously known, I've tried this once, but I don't know if it works well, for his pose of full splits, where he leaps from one universe to the other, one continent to the other, in each and every direction. And last week, I told you about the story where he got into a little bit of trouble, and the god of the sun punished him slightly by making him forget his powers, by making him forget that he had this otherworldly ability to leap from one place to the other in full splits. And this week, I'll tell you the story of how he was able to carry an entire mountain in one hand, in order to find the antidote to save the poisoned brother. So, a cliffhanger for a moment, but we'll see how it ties into our practice as we move towards full splits at the wall and see where that starts to take us. But take breaks, hello, sip water, pace yourself. The moment you need fans on or more air conditioning, please let me know. And we can change the temperature in here quite easily. But let's begin together in a comfortable seat, however you're ready to start. You might start lying on your back. You might begin with your legs crossed or with your knees underneath you. But as you find your seat, let your eyes either soften or close so you can listen for your breath. When we close our eyes, it's a moment to see yourself more clearly than before. To let each breath softly dissolve the morning and the afternoon that was. To let each breath help you arrive to where you are now. And each breath that comes after makes a little more space for what has yet to come. So as you let your breath slowly begin to deepen, can you let your inhale move from your nose down into your belly and up into your heart? And as you exhale, offer the breath up and out through the very crown of your head, creating more space for a drop more breath. A few more rounds just on your own, as each inhale moves in, down, and wide. And each exhale offers itself up, out, and through you. This practice, it's first and foremost an offering to your breath, this gift of life that surrounds us, that connects us, and informs every single thing you do. So as we begin our time and our practice together with 3 more rounds of that breath, give yourself a moment to draw your hands to center, anywhere that feels for you, on your body or in front of your heart, in that moment of self-reverence. Wait for your inhale as it fills you up completely. And exhale to offer the breath out. 2 more times, just on your own. At the bottom of your breath, pause for a moment. Take notice of any difference that comes when you listen for and really remember your breath. And now keeping that connection inward as best as you can. Let your hands release, gently blink your eyes open, and come forward to all fours to start to link breath and movement together through a few rounds of cat and cow. You can have your blocks framing out the front corners of your mat. You might use them as we begin to move around. And as you make your way into your table, bring your hands as wide as your mat, take up a little extra room, and let your pointer fingers point straight ahead towards the front of your mat. So the rest of your fingers might turn out slightly. Now keep pressing down into your fingertips, let your knees be under your hips, curl your toes under, and begin to round and arch your spine, moving with your breath through a few rounds of cat and cow. Let's take 5 cycles of breath together just on your own. Feel free to stay in the rounded or arched shape for a few extra breaths. You might move more forward and back, letting your hips get heavier towards your heels or shoulders towards your wrists as you link your breath and your movement together. Take one more long breath in through the nose and a deeper breath out through your nose or parted lips. When you find your next exhale, come back to table, find your neutral spine. And now just watch for any props behind you as you find a calf stretch. Reach the right leg back, curl the right toes under, and reach through your right heel towards the back of the room. You might keep your heel still, you might move it forward and back, but as the heel goes back, can you slide your heart, your chest, and the crown of your head forward to grow longer? After a few breaths on the first side, switch. Bend your right knee, reach back through your left, and notice what you feel on side 2. Think heel towards the back of the room as you slide your heart and the top forward. Let the front, the sides, and the back of your neck grow longer. A deeper breath in. Even open your mouth to let that breath go. And now back to table. Come back to all fours as you walk your hands forward of your shoulders. Keep them wide. Bring your knees back behind your hips, and with your toes curled under, we meet in downward facing dog. Take as much time and all the breaths you need to find your way there. As you make your way to down dog, just take a peek at your hands, see if anything shifted. Did they turn in? Did they get narrower? Think index fingers forward. Press the inner edges of your hands down, and now lift your hips up and back towards the wall behind you as you take a full breath in through the nose and a longer breath out through your nose or mouth. When you find your next exhale, lift your heels, soften your knees, look forward, and one foot at a time, walk your feet up towards your palms to come into your forward fold. Your hands might be on blocks right in front of your feet so the floor can really meet you where you are. I like to widen my feet an inch or two. I also like to soften my knees, back, and hips some extra room. Your head be heavy. Gently nod your head yes, and slowly nod your head no, and see what gravity can do for your upper back as you take a long breath in and a deeper breath out. Hands up onto your hips, stand down through your inhale, come all rise as your hands come down by your sides. With your feet right underneath, take an inhale, reach your arms forward and up to the sky to get tall, and on soften your knees from your hips, fold, lengthen halfway, grow long through, and on your exhale, fold, plant your palms and step it back to plank pose, the top of your push-up. For this plank, lower both knees down onto the ground behind your hips and walk your hands to come as wide as your mat if they're not already. Now keep your arms straight. As you inhale, can you shrug both shoulders towards your ears? Get long through the sides of your waist. Keep your arms straight, and now soften in between your shoulder blades. Now slide your ears back to look forward, a big breath in. And on your exhale, bend your elbows to lower all the way down onto your belly. Inhale to rise for cobra or baby cobra as you lift up through your chest. And on your exhale, take it back to down dog, table, or puppy pose for 3 steady. Let each exhale move from your fill your belly and up into your chest. And as you exhale, push down and forward through your arms, up and back towards the wall behind you. When you find your next breath, lift your heels. Knees peek forward, feet towards into your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen half long through the spine. And as you exhale, bowing in towards yourself. Take a breath to rise. Legs through your arms, get a drop taller than you were. And on your exhale, let your hands come down by your side. And follow your breath more than my voice. Inhale to reach arms, Urdhva Hastasana. On your exhale, Uttanasana, bow in. Inhale to lengthen halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, grow long through the spine. And exhale to fold, plant your palms, and step it back to plank pose. With your knees up or down, take a full breath in through the nose. And on your exhale, lower, bend your elbows to come onto your belly. Inhale to rise for cobra or baby cobra as you lift up through the chest. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. A full steady breath in and a longer breath out through your nose or parted lips. At the bottom of your exhale, lift your heels, soften your knees, peek forward and come forward, feet towards your hands into your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway, grow long through the spine. And on your exhale, fold, bowing in towards your own heart. Use your own fists, measure those feet about 2 fists width apart. And with your toes pointing straight ahead, bend your knees, sit your hips back, and climb your palms to your thighs for this round of chair pose. Now, as your hips sit towards the back of your mat, can you guide those knees open towards your second and third toes? And now press down into your thighs to lift your chest away from the ground. Stay here for more support in your low back. To add some heat in the upper body, reach your arms up overhead, but remember your breath. Take a full breath in, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale. Think butt heavy to the back of your mat as you lift your heart, even your gaze, away from the floor. Now inhale to come all the way to rise. Reach your arms up, stand tall, and on your exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot all the way back to catch your lunge, and bring those hands high up onto your blocks or fingertips on either side of your right foot. Keep your left hand down on the ground and reach your right arm straight ahead towards the wall in front of you, towards Marcy. Now as you reach forward through your right fingertips, can you wrap your right hip towards the back of your mat? Take a big breath in. And on your exhale, twist open to the right, a big circle as you reach your right arm up. 2 more, reach the right hand back and then forward, a big breath in. And exhale to revolve, open to the right. Once more with your breath, as you inhale, reach forward through the fingertips. And now the 3rd time you twist open to the right, stay here as you reach your right arm to the sky. Lift your back heel higher, lift your back thigh higher. And as you wrap your right hip towards the back of your mat, can you lean back against yourself? Take 1 more breath in. Stay for the exhale, bend into your right thigh. And then on your inhale, unwind, lower your right hand, step your left foot forward to meet your right, come back into your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway. And as you exhale, fold in towards. For the second side, keep your left foot forward, step your right foot back to lunge. Hands high up on blocks or on your fingertips. And as you keep your right down, reach forward through the left hand towards the front of the room. Imagine like someone's tugging you through your left fingertips, but you could wrap your left hip back as you lean back. Now a full breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, twist open to the left. Twice more on your own. A circle can you make? Notice what the shoulder, the wrist, and the forearm feels like. And the 3rd time you twist to the right or to the left, stay here for a breath. Reach the left arm straight up to the sky. Can you lift your right heel and thigh away from the ground? Wrap your left hip towards the back of your mat and then lean back, meaning shoulders back, slide your ears back to broaden through your chest. A big breath in. 1 more exhale as you bend into your left thigh. And now on your breath, unwind, lower your left palm, step your left foot back to meet your right to take it back to down facing dog. Pedal your heels one at a time. Notice what you see from side to side. And now on your inhale, come forward to plank pose. As you exhale, lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to rise for cobra or baby cobra as you lift your heart up. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, float your right leg up and back. Now pause here as you flex your right foot. Try to straighten your right knee and imagine like your right foot could reach and touch the wall behind you. Now as you come onto your left tippiest of tippy toes, lift your right inner thigh 1 more inch to the sky, a big breath in. And on your exhale, look between your hands and step it all the way through to catch your lunge. Wait for your breath to rise for high lunge. Reach your arms, your chest, and your torso to the sky. I like to walk my right foot an inch or 2 over to the right so that your feet are less on a tightrope and more on train tracks. But as you lift your left heel, knee, and thigh away from the ground, reach up through your fingertips and even look away from the floor. Take a big breath in. And on your exhale, bend 1 more inch into your front thigh. Now keep your left arm reaching to the sky. Bring your right hand to your right hip. And as you grow 1 inch taller, tip up and over to the right for a side bend. You can keep your hand on your hip for more steadiness. Your right hand might grow wrist. But as you tip to the right, think ribs towards the back. Slide your ears back to lift your chin. And now bend 1 more inch into your front thigh. Inhale to come all the way up through center. Bring your hands to tap the floor. Take it back to downward facing dog. With your hands as wide as your mat, inhale through to plank pose. Exhale to lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to rise for baby cobra as you lift your heart. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. 1 more side. Wait for your breath. Left leg up and back. And now notice if the left hip and toes want to turn open to the left to lift the left leg higher. Can you wrap your left hip to the floor? Turn your left toes to face the ground. And now as you come onto your right of tippy toes, lift your left inner thigh 1 more inch to the side. Big breath in. On your exhale, look at your hands and step it all the way through to lunge. Take a breath to rise for high lunge on the second. Up to touch the sky. Walk your left foot as much as you need over to, but like you did in that lunge with a twist, lift your right heel, knee, and thigh. Stretch up through your fingertips and look away from the earth. Now as your left hand comes to your left hip, grow 1 inch taller through the right arm and tip up and over to the left for a side bend. Again, keep your left hand where it is. If you did so on side 1, your left hand might grab your right wrist. As you tip to the left, think ribs back, slide the ears, lift your chin, and bend into your left front thigh. Let it get heavier to the earth. On your inhale, come all the way up through center. Hands on the ground, step it back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels 1 at a time, a breath to notice what you feel and see. Now from your down dog, lift your heels high, soften your knees, look forward, and come forward, feet towards your hands into your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway, grow longer through your spine. And on your exhale, fold in towards yourself. Now this time with your feet 2 fists width apart, let your hands grab onto the backs of your calves. So let your palms actually come onto the calves themselves. And now use your arms to push your calves forward. You might even bend your knees slightly. So your hands come to the backs of your legs, push your calves forward, and now let your head get heavy and imagine you could press your thighs back to straighten your legs as you bow into. So press forward through your calves, press your thighs to the back of your mat and bow in towards the floor. Take a full breath in, stay for your exhale, and now release your hands from your calves. Plant them onto your sticky mat and step it back to downward facing dog. It looked like it did, but if it didn't, we'll do it again. But 1 vocal yes, I'll take it for a yes for the whole group. But that'll help you unbend your knees and really find length through the hamstrings. So from your downward facing dog, lift your right leg up and back. Step it through to catch your lunge. Spin your back heel to the ground, and on your inhale, rise for warrior two, facing the long edge of your mat. Let your right toes and your right knee point straight ahead like chair pose. And now as you look away from the ground, reach out through your fingertips and remember your breath. A full breath in. Stay for your exhale and bend into that front thigh. Now on your inhale, reach just your arms up towards the ceiling. Bend your right elbow, give yourself a pat on your back, and fingertips grab onto your elbow. Now as you lift your right elbow to the head back to lift your chin, let there be space for breath to come through. You might stay right here with your shoulders over your hips. Or we've done a side bend already. If you'd like to tip up and back, you might tip towards the back of your mat. But take a full breath in, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale. Bend into your right thigh as you guide your knee open towards your pinky toes. Now inhale to come all the way up through center. Bring your arms to a T. Press your right leg straight and turn your right toes to face the long edge of your mat. A shoulder stretch. Either grab a strap to hold between your hands, or if you'd like to interlace your fingers, those can interlace too. But think shoulder blades together. Take a big breath in to lift your chest. And on your exhale, hinge from your hips. Reach your arms with or without the strap off of your tush towards the sky. Now tiny bend in your knees here. Tiny bend in your elbows. And now create some resistance as you tug your strap apart. Think shoulder blades towards each other on your upper back. A full breath in through the nose. And a deeper breath out. Maybe your arms reach overhead towards the long edge of your mat itself. On your inhale, release your hands back to your tush. Ditch your strap to the side if you have it. Turn your right knee and toes to catch your lunge. And back to down dog, we meet again. Pedal your heels, a breath to notice. And here, stay exactly where you are. You might lower your knees to the ground and take your breaths close to gravity. Or your breath might take you through one of those linking vinyasas we've done together already. But anywhere you choose to go, staying still or moving, can you offer it to your breath, taking deeper breaths in and long, clear, steady breaths out in every direction. As you make your way back to down dog, there's no rush. One more side to try out. Lift your left leg up and back. Step your left foot through or around to catch your lunge. Spin your back heel to the ground, and on your inhale, rise for Virabhadrasana 2 on the second side. Good. Sometimes the left knee wants to knock in towards the big toe. Can you guide it open more towards your second and third toes? And now as you look away from the ground, reach through your fingertips and remember your breath. A full breath in and down. And as you exhale, grow taller through the crown of your head as you bend 1 more inch into your left thigh. Now let your legs stay steady. Big breath in to reach your arms up. Bend your left elbow. Give yourself a pat on your back. Let your right fingertips hold on. Notice if the chin wants to tuck, the head wants to go forward, slide the ears back. And your ribs back to steady the middle of your back. Stay here, or if you did so on side 1, you might tip up and back towards the wall behind you. But a full breath in, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale as you bend 1 more inch into your front leg. Now inhale to come all the way up through center. Bring your arms out to a T and press your left leg straight. Turn your left toes to face the long edge. This time, hands to your hips. Take a big breath in to grow tall. And as you exhale, hinge. Fold over your legs and bring your fingertips to blocks or the ground, somewhere in the middle of your mat. Prasarita Padottanasana, this wide-legged forward fold. Now a tiny bend in your knees here, especially if you know if they lock. A bend that you might not see, but you can feel. And now without moving your feet, can you energetically hug your legs towards each other? Feel the inner thighs engage. Take a full breath in. And on your exhale, fold as you bow in towards yourself. A long breath in through the nose. And a deeper breath out through your nose or mouth. And now here, with your hands heavy, turn your left knee and toes to catch your lunge. Step your left foot back to meet your right to take it back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhale through to plank pose. Your exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. Once you're on your belly, make a hands. Rest on your forehead or on one of your cheeks. Close your eyes for a moment. And can you call yourself back to your breath? As you lay here against the earth, feel how each breath moves from your nose into your belly to let your low back broaden, widen, and expand. As you breathe into your belly and then up into your chest, let the whole back of your body expand with more breath. And as you take one more of these three-dimensional breaths, take a deeper breath in and a longer breath out through your nose or parted lips. Now keep that connection to your breath, and we'll find a round in locust pose. So 2 rounds of Shalabhasana. This first round, reach your arms alongside of your body, flip your palms down to face the floor, and before we lift up, let your cheek or your forehead rest on the Now, without actually moving your legs, can you hug your inner thighs towards each other as if both legs could become one pillar? Now hug your shoulder blades together. As you inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, float your palms up off of the ground, and exhale to lift your legs up and away from the earth. Soften or close your eyes and really listen for your breath. Instead of thinking how tall you can or how high you can you think of how tall can you become? So even gently tuck your chin towards your chest. Feel the crown of your head reach forward and all those sides of your neck grow longer. Now as you hug the shoulder blades, lift your palms an inch more, a big breath in. And on your exhale, release, lower down, rest on one of your cheeks, on your other palm. You might wiggle your hips from side to side or stay still as you breathe into your belly. Good. This time, one more round. But for the alternative option, you can do exactly what you just did with your arms alongside of you, or watching for neighbors and around, you might reach your arms overhead towards the front of the room. Pinky side edges of your hands down, thumbs pointing up towards the ceiling. And now same actions, hug the legs towards each other, hug the shoulder blades together. And as you inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, lift your arms up off of the ground, and exhale to lift your legs up and away from the earth. Soften or close your eyes and really listen for your breath. With each inhale, hug the inner thighs towards each other. Every exhale, hug the shoulder blades together to lift your palms an inch more. A big breath in. And on your exhale, release to lower all the way down. Rest on the other side of your cheek, the other palm, the other side of your forehead, as you really listen for the full depth of your breath. After a few breaths here against the ground, bring your hands to either side of your chest. Press up to tabletop onto all fours. You can sit back onto your heels, sip water, shake it out, and a breath or two. Comfortably getting warmer. Air conditioning and fans are on. They can get colder as needed. The only downfall of when you get stuck in the rain is this acts like air conditioning because it's still very wet, which means it's ice cold. So you have to be vocal because I have no concept of how it's feeling in here because I'm frigid. A thigh stretch. So if you'd like a blanket underneath your knees, you can find it now. And some blocks underneath your hands if you'd like. Oh, no, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. I think that might be too hot then. Sweatshirt on. Thank you. Oh, no, I'm okay. So come onto all fours into your tabletop. Blanket underneath your knees is needed. And maybe blocks underneath your hands. But into all fours, bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand for this lizard lunge variation. See is your left knee under your left hip. If it is, walk your left knee back an inch or two so that it's more at a diagonal. Now press into your blocks or the ground, your chest away from the ground. Bend your left knee, lift your left toe to the floor. Stay right here or with your right hand on a block or on the ground, reach your left hand around for your left foot or the strap or the pinky edge of your leg. That's it. As you come into this version of Anjaneyasana, Can you slide your ribs back towards the wall behind you? Hug the shoulder blades together to lift your chest and look away from the earth. Right here, you might play with your balance as you climb your right palm up onto your thigh. You might bring your right hand to your chest, or maybe reach your arm overhead towards the sky for this version of leaping monkey. But a breath in, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale. Lift your heart, lift your gaze away from the floor, and bend one more inch into your right front thigh. Now on your inhale, release the hand first, then let go of your left foot. Plant your palms and take it all the way back to table onto all fours. A breath or two in cat and cow, in stillness. A moment to remember how breath and body can harmonize together. And now for that second side, take your time. In your neutral spine, bring your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Walk your right knee back as needed. And the higher up your hands are on blocks or on fingertips, the more access you might find to holding the foot. Now bend your right knee to lift your right toes up off the ground and reach your right hand around for the right foot, your strap, or the leg of your pants. That's it. As you hold the foot, this thigh stretch is also a back bend. So can you think bottom ribs back, meaning it'll broaden through the middle of your back. Now shoulder blades together and see if you can look away from the ground, which direction you're moving to. Stay here with your left hand. Maybe you climb it up onto your left thigh. Maybe it comes to your chest. Maybe it reaches up overhead. But take a full breath in and down. Stay for your exhale. Lift your heart, lift your gaze, and bend into your front thigh. Now let your left hand come down first, then let go of your right foot. Plant your palms back to table, and we come to downward facing dog as you lift your hips up and back towards the wall behind. From your down dog, pedal your heels one at a time, a breath to notice what you feel. And now lift both heels, soften your knees to look forward and come forward, feet towards your hands into your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway, grow longer through your spine. And exhale to fold and towards yourself. Just to check, bring your feet about 2 fists width apart. Let your toes point straight ahead. And now climb your hands up onto your hips. Big breath in to come all the way up to rise as you release your hands by your sides. Nice. Have your feet be hip distance. Bring your blocks way far forward in front of you. You might use them as we begin to move about, and bring them onto their highest height. Now, once you find your blocks out in front with your feet underneath, hands to your hips, bend your knees and sit your hips all the way back into your chair. For standing figure 4, lean into your left foot, lift your right heel, and cross your right ankle over your left thigh for pigeon chair. That's it. Your hands can stay on your hips to steady you. They might come high up onto blocks out in front of your feet. But do your best to flex your right foot like it's standing on solid ground. And now listen for your breath, a full breath in and down. Stay for your exhale, think butt to the back of your mat as you lift your chest away from the earth. Now on your inhale, come all the way up to rise. Lower both feet down to the ground. Second side, bend your knees, sit your hips back. Lean into your right foot, lift your left heel, and cross your left ankle over your right thigh. That's it. Think butt towards the back of the room as you lift your heart and your chest away from the earth. And as you flex or let that catch, the left foot stay engaged, it'll help steady the left ankle and knee. Remember your breath, a full breath in and down. Stay for your exhale. Offer all of that breath out. Now inhale to come all the way up to rise. Lower both feet down onto the ground. Feel gravity underneath you. This time, soften both knees. Lean all of your weight into your left leg. Lift your right heel and draw your right knee up towards your chest. For supported warrior 3, bend your left standing knee like you did in chair. And now begin to hinge. Reach your chest forward and extend back through your right leg. Your hands can stay on your hips to steady you. And like you did in that 3-legged dog, flex your right foot, straighten your right leg, And as you reach your right heel towards the back of the room, think chest forward. Now the blocks are right there. Bring your hands up onto those blocks, way far forward of your left foot. And as you bring your hands to your blocks, reach your chest long towards the front of the room. A big breath in through your nose. Stay for your exhale. And now lower your blocks a digit or two for standing split. Bow in towards yourself and lift your right leg up towards the sky. Flex your right foot, straighten your right knee. And as you wrap your right toes to face the ground, lift your right inner thigh 1 more inch to the sky. A breath in. Stay for your exhale. And now step your right foot all the way back to catch your lunge. Plant your palms onto your sticky mat and step it back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels. Notice what you feel and see. And now from your downward facing dog, last time together, inhale through to plank pose. As you exhale, lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Drink in your breath for cobra. Think shoulder blades towards one another. And exhale to take it all the way back to downward facing dog. Now from your down dog, no rush. Lift your heels, soften your knees, look forward, and come forward, feet towards your hands into your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway, grow long through your heart. And as you exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. Hands come to your hips, stand through your legs, and a big breath in to come all the way up to rise as you release your hands by your sides. 1 more round, Virabhadrasana 3. Soften your knees, let the knees unbend. Lean into your right foot, lift your left heel, and as your hands come to your hips, draw your left knee towards your chest. Bend your standing knee. And as you hinge your chest forward, extend back through your left leg. Flex your left foot, straighten your left leg. And as you reach back through your left heel, can you slide your heart and your chest forward? Soften the standing knee. Yes. Now when the time feels right, bring your hands up onto blocks out in front of your left foot or your right foot. And as you lift your left inner thigh to the sky, flex your left foot, straighten your left leg, and reach back through your left heel towards the wall behind. Now lower the blocks a digit or two. And as you bow in towards that right leg, lift your left leg 3 more inches towards the sky for standing split. Press down and forward through your palms. Lift your left leg 1 more centimeter, a big breath in. And on your exhale, bend your right knee, step your left foot back to catch your lunge. Plant your palms to your sticky mat and to downward facing dog we meet. Stay right here with your breath. You can lower your knees to the floor and take your breaths close to gravity. Or your breath might take you through those linking vinyasas we've done before. But can you offer it to each breath in and out from your nose, out through your nose or parted lips? After a few breaths, anywhere you find yourself, come back to downward facing dog. Walk your feet to come as wide as your mat, tiny bend in your knees, and 1 palm at a time, walk your hands back to meet your feet so you fold somewhere at the back of your mat. Let your head be heavy. As you bow in, your hands might touch the floor, you might catch opposite elbows. You might stay still as you find a deep breath in through the nose and a long breath out through your nose or mouth. Good. Now climb your hands up onto your hips. Stand down through your legs and a big inhale to come all the way up to rise as you release your hands by your sides. Let's come to the wall. We'll close this evening at the wall so you can bring all of your stuff with you, your mats, your props. Does everyone have therapy balls? I can bring those over to you also as we start to move around, but we'll roll out every part that we can roll out. Corinne, did you see Beyonce on Friday? Yes. Did you see her last night? I saw her last night.
Were you in D.C.?
I was in D.C. I just took the train down to go see her. But all of the people were like, can we do twists? Can we do calves? And I said, my whole body, it needs to be unplugged.
My class last night was like
Lengthen me, yes. Everyone find some room? Plenty of space. Yay, okay, primed and ready. So, last week we worked towards full splits on the ground. And if we were in class together, or we, for any reason we weren't, full splits is not a pose that we try and stay in for 10 breaths, let alone 5 breaths. But there are ways in which to experience a little bit in and through the hips. So if we were together last week, we did the version with the back knee down on the ground. And I'm mentioning all this to you now because it's going to be relevant when we come up to the wall, where when you have the floor and gravity underneath you, the tendency of what tends to happen is my right leg is forward, my hips really want to open to the left. This is where I want to be. And because the solidity of the ground is there, it's quite hard, it is harder to try and tack this hip back and this hip more forward. But when you're at the wall, you have less of gravity to help move your hips around and really feel a big opening through the hamstring. So I'll show you the options that we'll move towards. So very similar to standing split, very similar to warrior 3, very similar to all of the lunges that we've done. In a moment, you'll come into your tabletop, and then your very tiny down dog at the wall. This is going to be end badly. Okay, tiny down dog at the wall. We'll do both sides, but when you're ready, you lift one leg up off of the wall. Now here, just like it happens on the floor, the hips want to open up this way. They want to open up towards that back leg. I want you to try and think about almost corkscrewing your hips. So I'm wrapping this hip towards the ground to lift this hip away from the floor. And immediately the sensation travels less from pulling in the hip flexor, less behind this knee, but right in the belly of my hamstrings. So there's so much to do exactly where you are. Or if there's more space, you might walk your hands back a handprint or two, squeegee that back foot up the wall, and now this isn't about me muscling my way away from the ground, but it's moving the hips. As I wrap this hip down, this bottom foot might float up off the floor, and you press through your palms to send your pelvis to the wall and ground this bottom heel towards the earth. And then the coming out. Yeah, you slowly walk your hands back forward, and do take a moment or two to rest in child's pose so that you don't see stars like I'm seeing currently. Because when you come up from going upside down, things get a little disorienting. Did seeing that make sense? It's the hips moving in space in order to feel more length in the back of the leg. Is that not a question? Just okay. Yes?
Hypothetically, we're very inflexible. Hypothetically.
Who could it be?
Do we just have more space between our hands and the wall? Like
Yes.
a lighter down dog?
Yes, because the question is, if you know the hamstrings are tight, which they are just culturally for all of us, further I would not do the hands walking back. Maybe they come back a centimeter or two, but really focus on the hips moving, because when the hips start to move, it creates length through the hamstrings in all 3 of them so that you can find some space, because each one might have a different sensation. Yeah? Upside down in a right side up world. No, no one caught the irony? Okay, come to tabletop, please. All 4s, let your feet touch the wall. Let your hands be under your shoulders, and just like they have in those planks and those down dogs, bring your hands as wide as your mat and let your index fingers point to the room. This will help alleviate pressure on the wrists. Now, without moving your hands, come into your micro down dog at the wall. Lift your knees and your hips up to the sky. It'll be much smaller than it would be when you're away from the wall. Tiny bend in your knees. Take a breath in through the nose and all the way out through your nose or mouth. Now watch for the sconces, but lift your right leg as high up the wall as it can go. Curl the toes under and try to straighten your right knee. So walk the right foot as high up as it can go that you can straighten your leg. Keep your hands there. Wrap your right hip towards the floor. Lift your left hip away from the ground and notice where the sensation travels in your left leg. Now stay right here and breathe, or you might walk your hands back a handprint or two and squeegee your right toes higher up the wall. Now as you wrap your right hip to the floor, lift your left hip away from the ground and maybe your left foot floats up off the earth. Flex your left foot, straighten your left leg, and now ground your left foot to your sticky mat as you send your pubic bone, your hips to the wall. Breathe. And when you want to come out, look between your hands, bend your top knee, and step it back to table, to down dog, and a moment to rest. Whew. Questions? Thoughts? Conundrums? Love mail? Hate mail? It can be either. So I like to do, it's similar to in Cobra. What tends to happen with that top leg is if the toes are pointed this way, sometimes the toes want to turn in or out. Sometimes the foot is just non-existent and it's resting on the wall. So you can definitely bring it to the wall, but I'm pushing into it so much that the leg is straight. But when you curl the toes, you kind of get that engagement in your leg for free, which is why I like to curl the toes. But if you're thinking pelvis to the wall with the toes pointed, you might have a little room in there. Yeah? One more side? So that one leg isn't longer than the other. We stay as even as we can. Come into tabletop with your feet close to the wall, into your tiny down dog, up and away from the earth. Take a breath as you're upside down. Notice what you feel. Press the inner edges of your hands down. Lift your hips up. And now lift your left leg as high up the wall as it can possibly go. Straighten your knee, flex the foot, or curl the toes. Now keep your hands where they are. Without moving, can you wrap your left hip towards the earth? Feel your outer hip, right hip lift. Notice where the sensation travels in your right leg. Stay here, breathing. Or you might walk your hands back an inch, a centimeter as you walk that left foot higher up the wall. And now wrap your left hip to the floor. Lift your right hip away from the earth, and maybe you flex the right foot. And as you flex the foot, think pubic bone, or right foot to the sticky mat, pubic bone to the wall, and send your hips towards the wall behind you. A breath. And when you want to come out, you lower both knees. Rest in your child's pose, in your puppy, in your full pranam laying on your belly. But notice what you feel. Just once on each side. That's plenty for us all. Sip some water, take a breath. We'll do a few hip openers and supine twists. But the story I wanted to tell you before we start to lie down and get some therapy balls in there. So Hanuman, this is the pose he's most famous for, full splits, where when he was a kid, he got punished for being a little mischievous, so he forgot that he had this true great power to leap from split to split. And as he got older, he started to befriend and make friends with people that needed help, the people that needed assistance in the forest. And one day, one of the great kings who got banished to the forest, his brother, Lakshman, and I will tell you why I'm telling you all this story again, his brother, Lakshman, gets poisoned. He consumes something, and he's on death's door. And the only way to save him is to go find the antidote that nobody knows where it is, what it looks like, how it can exist. And so Hanuman, he stands at the threshold, seeing Ram, the prince, and the poisoned brother Lakshman, and he says, okay, I'm going to do this. This is a moment for me to figure out what to do. And the story goes, he starts with 1 foot in known territory in the forest, takes one giant leaping split, and lands in one jump in the foothills of the Himalayas, where this antidote resides. And he's looking through the woods, he's traversing the mountain, he's unable to find anything, dusk is falling. And so he decides with one hand he's going to lift the entire mountain, do one more full split, come into the forest so that they can find the antidote. Spoiler alert, they do, they save the brother. Can't leave the mountain where it didn't exist. So he has to do one more flying leap, return the mountain, and then come back to where they were. So we did one full split, literally holding the weight of the earth, upside down, holding the weight of the fullness of the earth. But the story of Hanuman is a reminder that, his whole story was that he forgot about his true great powers. He forgot that he had this ability to fly from one place to the other. And in the moment of his greatest need, he was able to call upon the capacity within himself in order to conquer things that he didn't even know were possible. So here, leaps, full splits, holding the weight of your entire body is one thing when you come into class. When I say we're doing full splits in class, I try not to read anyone's faces personally whatsoever. My face does mysterious things when I'm taking a yoga class, but there is something in the mind that comes up when you hear full splits at 6:30 in the evening, and then by the time we're close to the end of class, it's done. The task is complete. The point is that Hanumanasana in this pose reminds us that the capacity is always there to do the physical, the metaphorical, the magical leaps that we don't necessarily expect, but the capacity lives within each and every one of us. So next week, or in the next couple of weeks, we'll try it again and see where it starts to take us. But we'll see where it goes. Lie on your back, please. Feet to the wall, head to the middle of the room. Does everyone have therapy balls that you can work with? If you don't, we can bring some over to you. Feel free to raise a hand or a foot over. Just place those off to the side and have one of your blocks within a grabbable distance, just so you don't have to get up until it's time to leave. Now, once you come to lie on your back, bend your knees, bring both feet onto the ground. Bring your feet as wide as your mat and knock your knees into one another so that the weight of your legs supports the other. Rest your hands onto your belly or onto your chest. Close your eyes for a moment and take a big breath into your palms. Take another full breath to fill your belly, of your chest, and open your mouth to let all of that breath. This practice of yoga, it's not a practice of shape-shifting or altering or changing any part of yourself, but it's a practice of remembering who you've always been. So as you take one more deep breath in, open your mouth to let that breath go as you soften into the earth itself. Now with your knees bent, feet on the ground, a few rounds of breath in supported bridge pose. So bring your knees over your ankles, bring your heels close to your tush, and as you bend your knees, press your feet into the ground, lift your hips, and slide a block to its lowest or second lowest height underneath your butt, your pelvis, your hips. Once you find your hips on the weight of the block, shrug your shoulders to your ears, wiggle your shoulder blades towards each other, and gently press the back of your head down into the earth. Your hands can stay where they are. They might rest on your body or alongside of you, but 3 full steady breaths at your pace. Let each breath move in, down, and wide. And every exhale offers itself up and out. First and foremost, an offering to your breath. So as you take another breath in, down, and wide, let your exhale move up and out in each direction. Now after a few breaths, press through your feet to lift your hips and slide a block out from underneath your tush as you lower your hips down onto. Give your right leg a hug in towards your belly or chest. All circles with your right foot or your right ankle. Head or point your toes. And now here's some options. You might keep your left knee bent, or you might straighten your leg towards the wall. But for a supine twist, let your hand hold your right thigh and move your right leg up and over to the left hand side, a twist on your back. You might have blocks underneath the right leg. Your right hand might reach out to the side like a big T, or it might rest on your ribs or on your belly. But a deep breath in through the nose and a longer breath out through your nose or mouth. Take one more full, steady breath in and a long breath out as you let your right shoulder blade and the back of your head soften to the ground. Now on your inhale, draw your right leg up through center. Lower your right foot as you give your left leg a hug in towards your belly or chest. Start with some circles in your left ankle or your left foot in one or the other direction. Take a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. And as you straighten your right leg long in front of you, that supine twist as your right hand holds your left thigh, let your left leg move up and over to the right with as many blocks as you'd like underneath that right thigh, the left thigh. Your left hand might reach off to the side. It might rest on your ribs or on your belly. But remember your breath as you take a deeper breath in and a longer breath out through every direction of you. On your inhale, draw your left leg back up through center. Give both of your legs a hug in towards your belly or in towards your chest. Stay here. You might make some small circles in one or the other direction. Or perhaps you come into your version of happy baby as you widen your knees and your thighs and let your hands grab your calves or the pinky edges of your feet. But a deep breath in through the nose and a longer breath out through your nose or mouth. Now release the hold of your legs to the earth. I'll talk you through therapy balls this evening in the upper back. If there's any other region that you prefer, or if you'd like to set up early for rest, you're more than welcome to set up and we'll meet you there momentarily. But for those doing therapy balls in the upper back, you can keep them in their tote or take them out, but lift your head and shoulders away from the ground and pop the therapy balls in between your shoulder blades to the very top tips of your shoulders. You might have your head up on a block to alleviate pressure. You might keep your head on the ground to add more pressure. But as you listen for your breath, take a long breath in and down. And open your mouth to let that breath go as you soften into the earth. Take another long breath in through the nose and a big breath out through your nose or mouth. Now to find 2 more places in the upper back with your knees bent, feet on the ground, press with just enough effort through your legs to roll your body a few inches to the middle of the room so you feel the therapy balls come down your back to the middle of your shoulder blades. Bring any props with you as needed, but a deep breath in and a long exhale out. There's so much to be done in stillness. You can stay right here. Or to explore any gentle movement, you might reach your arms up towards the ceiling with your arms and palms heavy. Perhaps you keep your left arm towards the sky as your right arm reaches to the middle of the room. And then begin to switch as you reach your right arm towards the ceiling and reach your left arm overhead. But can you move with your breath? Can your palms and fingers be soft? Can you let the back of your head be heavy and supported? And now after a few breaths, in the middle of your upper back, you can lower your arms down by your sides. And for one more place, as you press through your legs, roll your body another few inches north until those therapy balls come south to the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. As you find this third new place, take a deep breath in and open your mouth to let that breath go. You can keep your arms exactly as they are, or you might reach your arms towards the ceiling and give yourself a hug as if your hands could reach for the therapy balls behind your back. You can stay still or gently lean from one side to the other. If you are giving yourself that embrace, you might switch which elbow is on top to notice any difference. But let your palms, let your fingers be soft as you take a full breath in and open your mouth to let that breath go. And now unwrap your arms if they're wrapped around you. Clear any blocks from underneath you if they're there. And to make the exit journey, two ways. You can scooch your hips towards your heels and roll towards the wall so the therapy balls come up your back. You might also roll over onto one side to push them fully out of the way. But however they exit, take your time to let them fully come out. For if they stay in for the remainder of rest, sometimes they create more tension than softness. And as you drape your upper back onto the earth, a breath into what you might not necessarily see, but you can clearly feel. And the next place we'll meet is in your pose of rest. So give yourself some time to take anything it is you need, any layers, any props. We're set up at the wall this evening. If you'd like your feet to touch the wall for a sense of groundedness, please feel free to do so. But as you begin to drape yourself onto the earth in any way, shape, or form, let your eyes soften or close to once again remember your breath. Let each breath dissolve the entire practice that was. Let each breath help you arrive to where you are now. And every breath that comes after, make space for what has yet to come. So as you let your breath, let your body get heavier into the earth, the heavier your physical body becomes, the more spacious and the lighter you may just start to feel. begin to deepen your breath. Take a longer breath in and a sweeter breath out. Take another breath in, down and wide. And as you exhale, offer all of that breath out. Let your breath begin to awaken the body that you're in and the very being that you are with any gentle movement that feels sweet to you. You might roll your wrists or your ankles in one or the other direction. Perhaps you tip your head from one side to the other, heavy against its support. Or just being mindful of any props around you. You might reach your legs away from your arms or draw your knees in towards your chest. But when the time comes, you can bend both knees, reach one or both arms overhead as you roll over to any side of your choice to curl into yourself. And with the least amount of effort needed, press into the floor and come up to rise to a tall seat facing the middle of the room. If you'd like to sit with your back all the way up to the wall for added support, please feel free to do so. But as your hands fall anywhere they fall, take a deep breath in and down. And as you exhale, offer the breath up and out through every direction of your being. Our time together will finish with one more of those same breaths. You can draw your hands to center anywhere that feels for you. As you take a deep breath in, to let it all go. You might bow your head to your heart or lift your hands towards your head in such a simple but sincere gesture of self-reverence, bowing to yourself and to each other who practiced right alongside with you. And with all of our hearts, Marcy and I bow to each and every one of you all. Thank you so much for choosing to be here. Thank you. Take care of yourselves, stay dry. The internet says it should alleviate in 10 minutes. I don't know what that means for us, but summer rain, we were waiting for it. If you have any props or things you used from the studio, there are a bucket of wipes here just to give them a little pass with. It's always helpful. And then otherwise, the one announcement that I have, he didn't come to class today because it was raining and he didn't want to ride his bike, but my sweet dad is offering a free drum circle this Saturday. So it is BYO instrument. It's not about musical prowess, but it's just about wanting to be in a group and hearing what rhythm and beats sound like. He stands in the middle. He organizes you based on what instrument you brought. It can be a triangle. It can be your hands to clap. And I've been part of it for now 10, 15 years, and it is the sweetest, most unique thing possible. So he's doing one this weekend here and one next weekend at Studio 34 over in West Philly. And then he's off to India. So you can catch him while you can. All ages, free for all, a fun July activity. And then in 2 Tuesdays, Three Queens has started. We partnered with Be Well Philly, and we're doing rooftop yoga sessions at the Lotus. Has anyone been there yet? They've been doing some incredible programming over there. It's on 4th and Arch or 4th and Vine. It should be on all the socials, but I'm teaching not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after with a early 2000 themed playlist. So if that's your vibe, would love to see you. Otherwise, I'll see you here or around. Anyone else have announcements? Things you're doing, you're seeing, you're going to, things that other people should know about? Is Carl all sold out?
We have some things in August.
Things in August, okay.
Yeah.
To be announced then.
Yes.
Great. Thanks, y'all.